When I was 14 years old, my biggest dream in life was to own a 35 millimeter camera. And not just any 35 millimeter camera, the Canon AE-1 Program 35 millimeter camera. I did endless hours of research. I bought every single magazine. I would read about it in catalogs. I actually asked Canon to send me a whole bunch of marketing info on the Canon AE-1 Program. I was in love with that camera and I wanted it more than anything. But there was a problem. I was 14. I didn't have any money. So I worked on my family farm and saved enough money to finally buy the AE-1 Canon Program. And it was a lifelong, just fulfilling event. And I was the happiest kid in the world. And I took endless amounts of pictures until I figured out that all this film costs money. Developing it costs money. So then I became more selective of what I was taking pictures of. But the love never ended. I finally had my camera and I used it as often as I possibly could. I was one of the nerds in the AV club that was taking pictures of all the events. I was also one of the athletes on the field. So I played a dual purpose, athlete, jock, as well as nerd. So I fit in with multiple crowds. And then as I got older, sports took over and my love, passion for AV stuff and cameras went and migrated more toward sports. And my love of cameras and photography kind of just waned from that moment. And years later, I never really put much thought into whatever happened to that camera. I didn't have it anymore when I moved to college and I didn't even think about it. And the years went by and I became less and less interested in photography. But then video started in the workplace and video conferencing and editing and YouTube, social media. And then all of a sudden I became very passionate about cameras again, but they had really evolved from 1984 to 2026. 35 millimeter film is ancient. No one uses it. We all use digital cameras anymore. They're way cheaper and way easier to operate. I have several DSLR cameras now that I use for filming in my studio. They are a part of my every single day life, and they are still Canons, by the way. But in the back of my mind, I wondered whatever happened to that AE-1 program I had when I was 14 years old. My mom and dad recently retired, and they lived in Wichita, Kansas for many, many years. And they bought an RV, and now they tour the country in their big RV, and I think they're in Florida right now. And I asked my mom recently, I'm like, hey, when's the last time you actually were at your house in Wichita, Kansas? And she thought to herself, it's been a year and a half. We haven't been back home in a year and a half. And I'm like, then why don't you just sell the house? There's no reason to own a house if you're not ever going to go there. And so they did. They sold the house in Wichita, Kansas. And they got rid of all the furniture that they've had for 30 years and all the stuff that they had for 30 years. And a couple of weeks ago, I went to Siesta Key to visit my folks in their retirement tour. And my mom said, hey, I have a surprise for you. And my mom pulled out this blue camera bag that I instantly recognized because that was the bag that I used when I was 14 years old to carry this camera around. And guess what was inside? That's right, the AE-1 Canon Program. Let's get it. This is the holy grail of cameras, or at least it is for me. It is still operational. I put a new battery in it and it works great. Even the lens is from the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics because I guess Canon was a big sponsor. The lens cover is from 1984. I even engraved my name on the bottom, so if anybody stole it, it said Patrick Kelley on it. And just for fun, I started winding up because for those of you who don't know, there's used to be film inside of this thing, and you used to have to strap it across and then wind it up when it was all done, so you can take it to the pharmacy or wherever you took it to the photo lab to get it developed. And as I was turning, I felt resistance, which meant to me that there's still film inside. So check this out. I took the film out, I rolled it all up so it doesn't get exposed to light because that ruins it for those that don't know how film works. And then right here is a roll of film, 24 exposures from at least 1984, if not later, a little bit later. I have no idea what's on this roll of film. It is literally 42 years old. I don't know if it's even good. I don't even know where to take it to get developed. I'll probably have to research that. But I'm excited to see what's on it. And it probably will be anticlimactic. Who knows what I was taking back then. But I just thought it was cool. So there you go. A 42-year-old camera has been refound. So if you're ever in a meeting with me from now on, you will see it right up here in my background. Okay, that's it. No UCAS stuff today. No Microsoft Teams or Zoom or Slack stuff today. It's just a silly story about a man and his camera. I'm Patrick Kelley, the Tattooed Nerd.